All right, guys, in my opinion, to do something really well, you have to really want to do something, you have to be comfortable and enjoy the environment that you're in. Those three things are key to doing a job very well. In August in my shop, it gets hotter than you can imagine, and it sucks to be out here. I'm gonna show you how I've corrected that problem with a little bit over $200. Stay tuned. Not too long ago, I made a video on how I kept this shop cool during the summer with well-insulated walls, keeping all the doors closed as much as possible, and using a dehumidifier. That simply has failed me this year because it got hot really quick and I had to open the doors a lot more to get things in and out to be worked on. So my solution this year had to be something that was inexpensive. I didn't just want to pour a bunch of money into a large air conditioner because I really only need it for 2-3 months of the year and I'm cheap. So I had to do something for under $300. That was my budget. So I want to show you guys what I did this year to keep this place in the upper 60s. This is an 8,000 BTU air conditioner meant for 300 square feet, right? I said I have 3,000, and that's true, but this works. There's no doubt that if I open a garage door, it's not gonna catch me back up within the next hour, but I don't need it to work that fast. And what I've been doing is allowing this to go 24/7. I've got it set at 61 degrees. You can set it to auto so it turns on and off. My goal is to get this place as cold as possible and everything else in it. So then when I open the door and the heat comes in, the items in here will help cool it back down. Although that doesn't work as good as radiant heat, this does work well. This also is a dehumidifier, so it does take water out. I have the hose hooked up to a pop bottle at this point in time. That way I can just drain it, send the water outside every time I'm in. I do have an exhaust fan on the back, and I've had to try to make this work as best as I can. I did not want to drill a hole in the wall because that was permanent. I didn't know if this was gonna work. So what I did was take some scrap wood and block off this door. It is by no means perfect, but the investment is low. So this door goes to another large section of the shop. I can pump the hot air from here into that section, which is 90% of the time open, so people can come in and out and work over there while keeping this side cool. Yeah, downsides are this door is now inoperable and you have to use the one here to my left to go inside and out, but that's not that big of a deal to walk into a cool side of the shop, work over here, and or even just enjoy lunch, or in our case shooting videos over here, just under a good temperature. So this unit here, I'll put a code in the bottom. I got it with 20% off. If that code's still good, I'll put it down there. Do not buy this machine at Home Depot. It's more expensive at Home Depot than it is online. It's been running out here for well over a week. It's fairly quiet. They rate it at 65 decibels. Tons of modes, timers, fan settings, sleep modes, all that stuff. I just leave it running and try to get this place as cool as possible. My electric bill might suffer slightly, but again, only 8,000 BTUs, so not that big of a deal. I'm just going with something inexpensive and it works. This is the other side of the wall, and if you obviously wanted to get more into this, you could styrofoam this side and insulate styrofoam the other side. I don't find that necessary. I have a heater in this room, and all I did was disconnect the exhaust fan to allow the hot air that's up top to continue to work its way out. This is probably 85, 90 degree air that comes in, but it simply just goes from here to the other side of the room and out, leaves this room about 80 degrees up until the point you get to a 90 degree day, and then the fans turn on and we get in the mid 80s. But that's okay over here because it's not cooled, and people working in here are working with water anyway, so not a big deal. So to give you an idea of what's going on inside this air conditioner, we have the outlet that's blowing very cold air into this room. I do not have a fan pushing it around or anything at this point. I just let it blow out, and it seems to obviously go down to the ground. You can feel it moving around. There is some heat created in the bottom here. I can't feel that with my hands. Obviously the pipe going out the door is obviously warm too, but that doesn't seem to radiate much or inhibit anything. The biggest deal that we have is basically getting cool air, which is 47 some degrees. That's great. If we move up, that is the crack in the door between me and the outside, which is fine at 75 degrees. I'll take that all day long. If I twist this around, we can get to the door. You can see everything is going to remain on the outside of the wall around 70 degrees. And if I bring this over, I'm staying around 70 degrees for what everything is in here. The air that it's showing is 69. So we are right in the place that I'd like to be to stay comfortable and do a great job while I'm working. Not only is this place way too large, it's also way too tall. I have 16-foot ceilings in here, and if we just take a measurement off the top, I'm only at 72 degrees up there, which is awesome. I mean, you used to climb up a ladder in here before, and the closer you got to the top, I mean, you just start dripping. It would be 85 to 90 degrees just because the heat would continue to rise. So this solution is awesome. Now, if you have a shop, this does come with a window vent. Obviously, I don't have a window in here to use. Otherwise, that would have been super easy just to blow the hot air out that window. There are other options, I guess, that you can try to use to get the hot air out. Simply letting the hot air blow in here and then having the cool air would negate everything and make it warmer, so that's not an option. So if you're gonna do this in your shop or in your room, having a window would be huge because you could just use the window kit that comes with it, blow that hot air out, you're in business. Otherwise, you might have to come up with something like me, but I'm hesitant when I spend $200-ish on an air conditioner to blow a hole in my wall for something that may or may not work long term. At this point in time, I'm thrilled with the setup that we have, and I think if you're in your shop, you would too. Simply just building that door outside yesterday in 90-degree heat, or that false door, it was hot. I was doing the best I could to get things done and use the scrap wood up that I had, but man, when I got done to walk in here and just cool down, it was awesome. And I think anyone doing woodworking, construction, even mechanical stuff inside their shop would severely enjoy turning an air conditioner on, having everything set, and really just enjoying being comfortable while working. And I think that's something huge that a lot of us overlook. We just go out to do a job, you get hot, something goes wrong, you get mad, next thing you know, you're not doing the best job that you could, and that's not how we should be. We should always strive to do the best we can do. So here's my solution. Hope it saves you a little bit of money. I'll put some links in the description if you're into something like this. If you had this in your bedroom, if you didn't have an air conditioned house, it would be amazing. Absolutely amazing. Not too loud, and it does blow some significant cool air. So I think you could set that down in a 300 square foot room to 61 degrees and just let her go, and you would have a 61 degree room. It would be awesome. Thanks for your time, guys. Give us some comments below. How do you keep your shop cool in the summertime, and where do you live? Because if you were in Florida or I was in Florida, this may not work. I may have to go big, but here in Michigan it does. Thanks for your time, guys. Give us a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Have a great day.